is Craig Haugard with your Financial Issues Ag Update. Well, corn prices were nearly mixed on Friday. The crop is mostly planted with a good share of it up already. And while there have been some pretty heavy rains in the eastern Corn Belt this past week, it seems pretty tough for prices to rally much on rain when the prevailing market sentiment is that rain makes grain. In the overnight trade, we have spot futures trading 1/4 cent higher as I record this. Soybean prices traded both sides in thin trade ahead of a long weekend on Friday. We heard talk of Chinese buying for most of last week, although there's very little sign of them having any interest in soybeans, at least last week. Prices due additional pressure from mostly favorable weather for the newly planted crop, allowing it to germinate and pop out of the ground and soak up a bit of sunshine. In the overnight trade, we've catching a little bit of fire. We've got soybean futures up 7.5 cents as I record this. Wheat market on Friday suffered from plentiful supplies, lack of demand, and a round of pre-harvest profit-taking. Last week's virtual hard red winter wheat tour pegged the Kansas wheat crop at 284.4 million bushels for total state production, with an average yield of 44.5 bushels per acre. Now that's less than the USDA, which has Kansas factored in at 306 million bushels of production and a state average of 47 bushels per acre. North Dakota made some real progress planting spring wheat last week as the weather there was mostly favorable. In the overnight trade, we have Chicago and Kansas City a penny higher, while Minneapolis is trading unchanged. Friday saw cotton futures lower for the session, with July finishing 45 points lower as they settled at 57.61. In the overnight trade, we have spot futures bouncing up a bit, trading 60 points higher as I record this. Livestock futures were all lower to end the week. August live cattle futures finished the day 90 cents lower, while August feeder cattle finished the session 7.5 cents lower. Lean hog futures were a bit lower as well, with the July futures $1.27.5 lower at the close. Now, after the close, we had the monthly cattle on feed report released, and it was about as expected. Cattle on feed on May 1st were at 95% of year ago, April placements at 78%, and April marketings at 76%. Class 3 milk futures suffered a significant setback on Friday, with the June futures closing down 60 points as they settled at 17.03. In the overnight, we're trading 7 points higher as I record this. And meat cutout values were all lower to end the week on Friday. Choice box beef was $5.07 lower as they closed at $396.74. Select boxes were $8.35 lower, settling at $374.18. And pork carcass cutout values broke back as well, finishing $1.10 lower as they ended the week at $96.75 per hundredweight. This has been Craig Haugard with your Financial Issues Ag Update. We'll be right back with more financial issues after this.